real estate agents, welcome to the Weekly Closer. I'm your host, Jeff Underwood, along with my co-host, Joey Sampaga. What's going on, buddy?
I'm doing good, buddy. What's going on?
Yeah. Hey, we're finally getting some rain here in Missouri.
Yeah, I don't see your head, though. Where's your... Oh, that's camouflage.
Yeah, very funny. Okay, so we've got a great group of guests here in the house with us. We've got Mike Schweikardt back with us again, designated broker with ProSmart Realty, as well as Dale Gizzo, supervising broker with ProSmart Realty, and Stephen Hamilton, loan officer with Starboard Financial. Welcome, all of you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
How are we doing?
Great.
Real good.
You guys have had some pretty decent storms lately, haven't you?
Yes, we did, finally.
A little bit. Not enough.
Yeah, not enough.
Water levels are still going down.
Yep.
Yeah, is that scary, the whole Lake Mead thing? What's going on?
Yeah. You know, if you jump on YouTube, you'll see it. Lake Mead, all the whole basin down there where the Colorado River is, you hear about where the dams are, how low they're getting. But fortunately, Roosevelt, Saguaro Canyon, all those, they're full almost, I guess. They're not dealing with anything like what they're doing over on the east or the west side of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you all for being in here. Big shout out to Jeremy Eaton with Security Title for getting you in here. So why don't we first go around and introduce yourself as far as how long you've been in the business and what got you into it. Mike, do you want to start?
Sure. I've been licensed 29 years. I cut my teeth at Realty Executives for 15 years. Started ProSmart Realty 15 years ago to be 15 years this February. Became a broker just before that. Truly grown on our values. We've got a low fee structure and a solid value system. A great reputation is important to us. We've grown by realtors being happy and inviting other realtors to us. And that's important to me.
All right.
Steve Hamilton, Starboard. Been in the business now going on, 7 years. Flew by fast. Been with Starboard for about 6.5 years right now. Essentially got into the industry because of the wife, a realtor. She thought I'd be good using my math skills to help others achieve their home ownership goals. And I got to tell you, it's been the most rewarding career I've had ever. There's nothing like helping somebody to achieve their goals.
Sure beats shoveling snow, doesn't it?
Oh my God, yes.
Absolutely. How about Dale?
My name is Dale Gizzo. I'm the supervising broker at ProSmart Realty. I've had my real estate license for about 20 years, gotten the business really for investment purposes, and then just took off from there and got my broker's license about 5 years ago. And I am just thrilled to have been with ProSmart for the last 9 years. It's a very family-like culture and very supportive, and everyone's friendly and glad to be there. So it's a great environment.
We have Tony Lee too.
We do.
We have Tony Lee.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Tony Lee.
Everybody loves Tony Lee.
Yeah. Well, from last week, I guess we learned that he is, a couple weeks ago, right? Was a fan of Prince.
Very big.
Right.
Still is.
Since then, I have actually been doing some research on Prince.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know. Well, yeah, I didn't know he got into the religion thing until Tony had mentioned that. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So what'd you find out?
Well, no, it's going to take a whole show.
Oh, okay. We'll have to talk after. So since we have two folks from ProSmart and one from Starboard, why don't we talk a little bit about how important these relationships are in today's marketplace?
Steve, you want to start?
Actually, I do. Relationships in realty, got to tell you, when we're talking combinations between realtors and loan officers, it's crucial. Being on the same page is so important for the customer's ultimate end goal, which is to achieve home ownership. If the realtor and the loan officer are at odds trying to push and pull in different directions, the customer feels that. Ultimately, it leaves a less than satisfactory experience in the end. Kind of like, yeah, I got my home, but yeah, it really wasn't what I had hoped for, as opposed to what we found with ProSmart and Starboard. There's a synchronicity. I guess is that a word?
Yeah, that's a good one.
We gel well.
Synergy.
We gel. The family environment at Starboard, and that's what drew me there. It's people first. customers first, business second. We do everything we can to satisfy the customer needs, and ProSmart does the exact same thing. And it's so nice to feel that we can be ourselves with each other and end goal, shiny, happy customers at the end.
Yeah, I agree. For me, it's great to have the relationships with our partners, people from Security Title and Starboard, and even our home warranty reps. So knowing that someone is there, that all of our agents know that they could personally call almost any time, day or night, and get individualized, personalized attention is very important.
You know, and I hear that quite a bit, because there will be a realtor that comes and asks me a question, and a week later they want to address that same scenario with the same property. And because they get straight to the broker, they don't have to repeat the whole story and the whole background all over again. I'm already up to speed on it. Relationships are so important. I've told Dale this before several times, that because I love and trust her so much, I've got an extra set of eyes. Because we've got such a strong relationship, I've got an extra set of eyes reviewing everything to make sure we're in compliance with the Department of Real Estate. And likewise with Starboard and people like Steve, we refer our buyers to them. We feel very confident that it's not going to fall out of escrow 2-3 weeks after the contract's accepted. So there's a lot of value to having a strong relationship and having people around you that you can count on. And it's awfully rewarding when you know that you feel that they know that they can lean on you too.
It's
Absolutely.
It's exciting, especially for the customer from the lending standpoint. I'm one of those loan officers that gather all the documents, everything that the underwriter needs. I have an underwriter checklist in front of me. I know what he's going to ask for, so I get it all before we even submit the loan. I tell my customers, you have the loan. You don't have to worry about it. Everything's already there. We just have to go through the process at this point in time. Ease that goes over the customer's mind at that point, and letting them know, well, I'm a grandfather. I don't go out anymore. I don't really have a life. So if you want to call me at Saturday at 8 o'clock because you got a burning concern, I'll pick up the phone. And the realtors know that. Yeah, give Steve a call. If something changes, give me a call. I'll fix it. You don't have to worry. Last thing you should have to worry about when you're buying a home is the loan. The hard part is actually finding the house nowadays. And ProSmart can definitely help them with that.
Yeah. Well, hey, why do you need my tax returns anyway? No.
Well, that's Uncle Sam trying to make sure we're going through the checklist that they gave us since the 2008 crash. They want to make sure we get everything right the first time.
We've been in, both Jeff and I, we've been loan officers as well. We're currently real estate agents. And I know that when I was working hard as a loan officer, we were, trying to build our relationships with our real estate agents. And at least for me personally, I would do a great, phenomenal job for about, 99% of my, best I could anyway. And then something would happen. And then that 1% time that I do mess up, it seems like the agent immediately drops you. Gotcha. And I know that when things are smooth, everyone loves each other, but I'm just curious, how do you guys handle if something does not go well?
Real quick, it's a good question, because I address that with realtors in different scenarios. If you're looking at the Mona Lisa painting or a beautiful Monet or something, and somebody sticks a piece of gum on the bottom right-hand corner of it, when everybody leaves the Louvre and they're talking about what they just saw in the museum, everybody's going to talk about the piece of gum that they saw in the painting. You can have this beautiful piece of art, and then somebody does something really bad to it, or even if it's small, that's what they end up talking about.
Yeah.
So what we do is we try and let our values, our work ethic shine to overcome any adversity that may come our way. I find when we do have adversity, it's an opportunity also. So we could take advantage of a bad situation and kind of direct the transaction or the situation into a positive scenario.
Sure.
Because you might have something that happens, and you just have to educate the client that, this happens everywhere. These things kind of come up all the time, but you just need to know how to traverse those waters when they do come up.
Yeah, that's good. Great.
Steve?
Absolutely.
Well, I got to tell you, 95% of the loans that I do flow through, but occasionally life happens when you least expect it.
They get a new car, and even if you tell them not to.
I've had
things
customers
like that
buy and escalate where we're trying to do a refinance and suddenly there's $1,000 expense that just shows up. And essentially, plan Bs are something that I always try to have in place. God forbid this happens, what can we do? But Starboard's a nice company to the fact that we're one single owner who, if we need to do the loan, we can do the loan and we can fix it to make it so that the customer can get their home. If you lost your job, I'm sorry, that does happen.
Yeah, that does happen.
There's nothing we can do there. But if it's a matter of helping out with getting a slightly better interest rate so that you can get it under that qualifying level, or a little help with closing costs, if there's will, and we have it, we'll find a way.
Awesome.
I lost my job. I need a ninja loan. No income, no asset, no job.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah. So Stephen, have there been some interesting changes at all to the types of products that are available, or what are you seeing that buyers are kind of navigating toward at this point?
The Arizona grant program is one that I was really excited about. I got involved about 2016. It really hit the industry, hit the market. US Bank was the bank behind it. A lot of different products covered all different types of loans. And you had that anywhere from a 3 to 5% grant that was available to you. And it was very popular. Unfortunately, due to what happened post-pandemic, interest rates rose, risks basically associated with it rose, and they kind of went away. It made it harder for the average customer out there to qualify for a home loan. Fortunately, the state came back this month, actually July, with their version of the Arizona grant program. It is not a forgivable grant like the old one was, where it disappeared after 36 payments. This one, it will always be on the loan, but fortunately, it is still a 5% grant. It does allow you to get into a home. Right now, it originally started with $15 million by the state that they put out, good for 1,000 loans. Right now, we're just under 900 loans that are still available. But if you're looking to get help into a home, let's face it, a 3.5% FHA loan, and you're getting a 5% grant, well, your down payment is covered, and it leaves you a little bit of extra money to help with closing costs. I literally just priced a young couple in a $350,000 purchase, and for them, the cash to close was under $7,000.
Wow.
Arizona grant.
That's cool.
What are the major qualifications for that? Right.
640 FICO score. That's the minimum. You'll still get the same rate regardless if you have an 800 or 640, but 640, 2 years stable employment, or in some cases, if you just graduated from university with your master's in economics and you're now an economist with a company, well, we can use those education and some loan types to get you qualified as well. So you don't necessarily need the full 2, but the average is 2 years tax returns and 640 FICO score.
Is there an income limitation?
Yeah, income limitation actually went up. So it's still not bad. It's for the entire borrower pair, so an individual or everybody on the loan. But right now, last time I checked, it was about 121,000.
Oh, okay. That's quite a bit.
Yeah, it really has opened up so that most average everyday borrowers can qualify for this loan. Debt to income still has to be below a certain level, and that's the magic number is still 45. But you can, if we have to, we've done 44.999 to make it happen for you. But nice thing is interest rates are very competitive. Before they were far above the average, and last time I checked, an FHA 5% grant was 5.75, where the average interest rate out there right now is 6. So it's very competitive.
Awesome.
What's the par right now? I mean, it went up 3/4 of a point.
It went up 3/4 of a point. Average rate right now, the last I checked, was 6.4 on a 30-year for the average person that's having a FICO score in and around the 700 range. If you're up around the 800 and you're fortunate enough to be there, you can still get your rates about 5.5 to 5.75. It really does depend on the individual. And I always tell people not all 700 FICO scores are the same. A 50-year-old man's 700 FICO score and a 21-year-old 700 FICO score.
Two different things.
It's two different things when we're actually looking at risk. And it's not me. I'd love to give everybody the best rate. It's the way that the pricing system works, and it weighs based on years of experience, credit history, stuff like that.
Okay, and just FYI for the listeners, it's July 28th when we record.
Yes.
So,
I was going to put the disclaimer out because rates change
But let not the rates discourage you from purchasing a home, because there's still some really good values to be had out there. The market's been switched to a buyer-seller kind of balanced
Yeah, it's
almost
balanced,
at this point. So negotiations are happening like they used to, and there's still some deals that can still be happening. And
Absolutely.
other programs, I mean, there's an old one started a few months ago, but it's a 2-in-1 where the seller can actually help buy down some of that interest rate. So for a short period, a year, 2 years, but in a lot of instances, I mean, you can get up to 2 points towards your interest rate reduction. So it takes a mortgage payment from, ooh, we can no longer go out and buy pizza to, oh, we can actually breathe a little bit and get into a position where we can actually afford the home better 2 years down the road.
Yeah. That's awesome. Thanks, Stephen, for sharing that. So let's switch over to real estate and have Dale then talk a little bit about what are you seeing as far as like changes with the negotiating process, and what are you seeing on contracts coming across, concessions, no concessions? What are you seeing right now?
Well, like you said, we're at the end of July right now. And I would say that over the past 2 months, I have seen the tide really turn as far as negotiations and what buyers can now receive, what they can ask for at least. I've seen buyers for the past couple of years, almost buyers not receiving or requesting any closing cost assistance, waiving appraisals. We all know this, willing to pay $10,000 over appraisal, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 over appraisal. I see that now. I used to see it probably in 75% of the contracts, I would estimate. Now I probably see it in 10.
Really?
That's what I would say. And I'm seeing, people being able to get what they need to be able to purchase a house, as far as not having to pay $20,000 out of pocket to get into a house, or not having to come up with the entire down payment on their own. So, in addition, I'm seeing our listings price reductions all the time. I get notified, at least of our own internal ProSmart price reductions on a daily basis. And I'm sure it's the same across the board with all brokerages. Houses aren't selling the first weekend and you're not getting 20 offers, and the tide has turned.
Yeah. So I've seen a lot of, reports out there about cancellations going up. Are you seeing cancellations going up much? And are a lot of them from the buyers now wanting certain things on the Benzer, let's say, and it causes the whole deal to fall apart? Or what are you seeing?
I'm not seeing as great of an increase as you might be referencing personally. I would say it's up a few ticks, but nothing alarming for me that I'm seeing. I have seen recently a few new builds be canceled, and I'm wondering if that's because of the interest rate change from when they first went under contract. So that's something I'm looking at. But
I actually got quite a few new build contracts as a result of the current situation, where interest rates were kind of pricing them out. They needed a little bit more flexibility on lending practices, so to speak, to get them into the home. My thing was also speed. I had a customer that said, old customer, did 4 loans for them. They bought a new home. Bought a new home, and for some reason they weren't getting their final approval. She called me again. I got all the documents. I told her right on the phone, "You're going to get your home." She's like, "No." "Yes, you're going to get your home. Now, let's get this into the system processing." We completed the loan in 14 days, and they ended up buying their home. The builder, I won't mention the name, thanked us for our professionalism and making the process so easy for them. But for some reason, some lenders, not all lenders are alike. I'll put that out there like that. Just like not all realtors
Absolutely.
are alike. And when you get a right combination like ProSmart and Starboard Financial, chances are you're going to get your home and you're going to get what you were looking for.
Are you guys seeing new builders helping with the price a little bit by dropping them down at all?
I didn't notice on the lending side. I've had customers call me saying that the builders were trying to lock them in several months out as far as getting a preferred rate, but it was only good for about 3 or 4 months. So they lock in to get it done. Essentially, due to product not being available to complete the homes on time, sometimes would go past that period of time. Instantly, that rate's no longer available. Still, it gets down to getting the loan done correctly and having the customer feel confident with the entire process. Like I said, I've had many new builds come over to me and they just said they just never told us we're going to have our home.
Yeah.
You're telling us we're going to get a loan. The underwriter's finally approving us. They're telling us we're getting a home. Whereas with the new builds, due to difficulties, we final approve, and when your home's ready, we'll send out the appraiser to get the final number done. You know.
Yeah. So on the real estate side, builders are being nice again, aren't they?
No more lotteries.
I think there was a time there where they weren't really cooperating much, right? And now they are.
Now they're friends with the real estate community.
They are.
Realtor community. You know, when the pendulum swings so far in one direction, it's never healthy.
Yeah.
Everyone knew they'd come back sometime.
Yeah, we've come a long way from just a few months ago when they were offering buyers cash out incentives to cancel their transaction, because then the builder could put it back on the market and net 10%, 20% more, finding a new buyer at a higher price.
Yeah. Now they can't do that.
No.
Nope.
Now they're offering incentives.
That's exactly.
My wife's a realtor, and she mentioned to me a couple of builders are now increasing their realtor commissions. They've gone from 2s and 3s, and I even heard one even offering 3.5 and 4. It's
fundamental economics.
You know, though, I'm on a lot of Facebook groups, and I see that, the tide has changed. Now sellers have to be nicer. They're kissing butt now. But the thing is, if you're an agent, you are most likely a buyer and a seller agent. So, we should be treating each other with respect instead of trying to throw each other under the bus. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm a listing agent, but I'm also a buyer, and I've been on both sides, but I've always treated people with respect. I didn't sit there and, as a seller, all I could do is negotiate what's best for my seller at the time. And of course, you present your offers, you say, here it is, and here's what I would recommend you do. And then you just relay the information back. And then if I'm with a buyer, I say, well, we can't just go in at this offer. We'll probably have to go 10,000 above if we even want to have it looked at. But as long as you treat each other professionally, no matter which way the pendulum swings, we still need to be professional.
I feel like now both sides are having to compromise rather than just buyers.
Yeah.
Which is healthy.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely healthy.
And, when you talk about realtors, the way you described some of them, when the market corrects, it thins the herd a little bit.
Yeah.
So
I can't wait for that.
If they're not treating their customers well and their clients well, when times get a little different like they are now, they're not going to have the referrals and repeat clients that get the realtor, gets good realtors through some tough times.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about where we see things going, I guess, for the rest of 2022. And I know, Mike, you chimed in on the last time we did this too, but I want to also get the other two's perspective on with what's going on with the Fed now, what's going on with inflation. Anybody want to throw something out there, like where they think? You don't have to predict, but what are you preparing for the rest of the year?
Well, I think the president this morning said there is no inflation. That's what I heard him say.
Wow.
But
there's no inflation?
Yeah, that's what he said. There's no recession.
Oh, no recession.
But
yeah. And I guess the Fed chair said the same thing when he was being interviewed after the last rate hike. But the GDP did come back negative, so the second quarter is negative. So if they were to go off what they normally call a recession, which are 2 negative quarters of GDP, then they would have said, "Oh, we're in a recession." But they have redefined what a recession is. So
they're looking at job numbers. They're looking at, again, everything that's happening as a whole across the economy. But you still can't get away from the fact that inflation's at 9.1 and the target level is 2. The Feds raised the rates again July 28th. Yesterday, for 3/4 of a point, they're indicating that they're going to raise it again for another 3/4 coming up in September, potentially, all in the hopes to get consumers to slow down their spending, which they're still doing in droves, to get manufacturers, retailers to start lowering the price. Once those prices start coming down, there's a potential that the Fed will start lowering rates again, but I don't see it happening this year. I see it happening the earliest, spring 2023 at the earliest. It just depends on what our economy is doing. But as far as housing pricing is concerned, there is no bubble. There won't be a drop in home prices. Inventory levels are still low enough, and there's still enough demand that it's going to keep the pricing. I call it, what they call it, deceleration is the term. It's still going to stay where it is and slowly go up higher, but you're not going to see major drops. So, yeah, I mean, it's still one of the best investments that a person can make is buying a home and taking advantage of the programs that are available to you, taking advantage of a good realtor, a good lender is definitely the time. Now is really the time to really consider buying a home. They're only going to go up. Simple as that.
You know, a healthy appreciation is 2 to 3%. And
Yeah.
last year over year, it was 30.
Yeah, that's way too much.
So it's like eating steak every night. You don't know what a good meal is. It's too much, too much of a good thing. It's got to correct.
That's absolutely
Yeah. Yeah. Dale, what do you think on your end as far as, are you guys doing some different things at the office just to keep the agents motivated and keeping them busy with getting, what they need to do, I guess, as far as getting business?
Doesn't it feel like a Monday morning meeting?
What are we doing? What are we going to do to help the agents?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're always thinking about that. We're always thinking how we can get our agents involved and stimulate them with education and events and whatever we can do. We're here. It's important to be there for each other right now. Things are changing, and especially for new agents who are like, wow, I just walked into this, what do I do? So, we offer continuing education. We have happy hours. We have all kinds of things we have trainings, Zoom classes, in-person classes, lunches, all kinds of things that we try to get our agents involved and to feel supported, because they certainly are by us. I know we were speaking about relationships before, and I just want to mention that Mike is kind of our role model for relationships with the agents. That certainly people need things from time to time that they need to call their broker. And he is always there, super supportive, night or day. And, that's what people need right now, because certain
Thank you,
things,
Dale.
you're very welcome.
I'm not going to interrupt you. You can just keep going.
We're in unprecedented, well, I wouldn't say unprecedented, but in my real estate career, kind of unprecedented times right now. And, support is the most important.
But I don't want to get personal, but you've been through a divorce as well. So, sometimes change is good.
I was actually I didn't want to go there, but I was going to equate the current housing market to divorce, because, when both people, am I allowed to say this? When both people feel like they're getting screwed. You can edit that out if you
No,
need.
we're good. Thank you for
Jeff, I
using
told
that
you
word.
she's good.
Yeah, there we go. I want to know more about the happy hours. What's going on?
Yeah.
How often?
You might be tongue in cheek on that, but it's true. It's when we get belly to belly, we learn things and we can interact again. That's why I'm so thankful we're over this COVID for the most part, because I could be doing a training class one-on-one, but when another person asks a question, that first person might go, oh, you know what? That was a great idea.
Mm.
So when we have interactions with multiple people, we've got the opportunity to grow.
Yeah.
And we can get some good feedback. And I think also, like when it's on Zoom, people are a little different.
Yeah.
And you don't really get to know them. It's not as personal as when you go out and you have a luncheon or a quarterly or an event or a happy hour. And
Yeah.
you
Share a drink.
really get to know them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Break bread.
Maybe loosen them up a little too much. Who knows, right? Get them a few drinks. They might tell you things you don't want to hear.
Yeah. But
No.
it really is all about the relationships.
Yeah, absolutely. So how often do you guys do events at your office then?
We've got our annual holiday and awards party, which we've moved to January because Dale came up with a great idea. I'll give you credit for that.
Thank you.
You know, our numbers at the end of the year are kind of skewed because if we have an awards party in December, there's realtors that still have closings during the month of December that might not get credit for it. So what we've done is we decided to move it to January. That way the agents can get real numbers, and we're not competing with their own personal holiday parties or other events that they plan on going to.
Makes sense.
That's a good idea.
So last year we were back at it. We had about 250, 300 attendees to our awards holiday party, but we also have quarterly events. We have classes. We have Tony Lee. I already said that, right?
Just a couple of times.
We have our trainings and stuff like that, and it's nice to do it in person again.
Yeah. So this January, if you want to save a little money too, you could probably host it up at Lake Mead, get some boats.
Just get the smaller ones.
I know that's horrible, but
Too soon.
Yeah.
Quick.
oh gosh. Anything else you want to make sure that the agents that are watching?
There won't be no fishing. We'll get a great rate on a boat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Anything else you want to share with the agents that are watching and listening before we move to the next segment? Something you definitely want to make sure they hear?
You know, I was creating a flyer this morning. There's a lot of great brokerages out there, but realtors really need to be at a place where they can get good broker support, a low fee structure, and education. That's really the three things that realtors need. And if they found their spot there, wherever they're at, they're happy, more power to them. But we kind of focus on those three things mainly because that's really, it's not the new shiny thing. Hey, go spend money over there. We try and save the realtors money. And if the realtors, we call them the pros at ProSmart Realty, if the pros are successful, if they're growing, a byproduct of that is we'll be successful, we'll be growing. And that's always been our approach.
That's good.
Absolutely. That's great.
From a lending standpoint, I got to say too, if we're talking to realtors out there, lenders should be answering their phone when you call. They should be responding to your text messages, and they should be responding to your emails. And sometimes when a few minutes may go by, but in general, you should be hearing from them. You shouldn't have to go days or weeks without ever talking to a lender from the seller or buyer side.
That's when you should drop them. When they're not engaged.
Yeah. So Stephen, if any agents want to reach out to you directly, how do they do that?
You can always go to starboardfinancial.com, my company website. I'm listed there as well. You can also reach me on my Facebook. I'm facebook.com/fastest lender. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm available there, as well as Twitter, Instagram. Just put in my name and Starboard, I'll pop up.
All right. And Mike, if agents want to reach out to either to you or Dale, how do they do that?
Mike at ProSmartRealty.com or 480-540-2213.
All right. And Dale?
Yeah, Dale at ProSmartRealty.com. And I just want to say that this is a wonderful career if this is what you've chosen. And the sky is not falling. Everything is good. We're in a healthy market. Might not be what you saw a year, 2 years ago, but this is very good. You're working in a wonderful market here in Phoenix. We're growing every month, every day. And, it's going to be okay.
That's right.
Awesome. All right. You three ready to get in the ring? Let's do it. Here we go. What do you think the reason? What's that?
Mint chocolate chip.
I don't know what this is.
Oh, yeah. Favorite ice cream. There. That's the first one, right?
Mint chocolate chip. I just had that a couple days ago.
I haven't had it in years, but I'm going to get some tonight.
Anybody else?
Is that really a question?
Yeah, why not?
It's fast.
I like butters.
Butter pecan?
Butter pecan, but sometimes pralines and cream is.
Yeah, that's a good one right there. The pralines and cream.
Chocolate chips.
I lived down south for quite a while, and I got into my sweet teas and pralines and cream. I got to tell you.
Mint chocolate chip here as well.
Yeah.
We can
Oh, okay. I think if they had a black licorice one, that would be my favorite. But
Really?
yeah, I love black licorice. Good stuff. How about Apple or Android?
Apple.
Android.
Okay.
There you go.
Numbers.
Oh, you're not alone.
No, I'm not.
How about your favorite Netflix or Amazon Prime series
Right now, I'm really into true crime.
or
I don't know
Hulu
how that
or anything?
happened, but I'm obsessed with it.
I think I mentioned it before, but Ozarks on Netflix has
That's a good one.
definitely got my attention. Also, believe it or not, the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on Prime.
On
Love that
Amazon.
shit.
Yeah.
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 Amazon. Yeah, sure.
Mike?
Breaking Bad, of course, but I
Ah.
started again 2 or 3 times, and I get past the first season a little bit, and it's hard to watch a whole series over again.
Yeah.
But Better Call Saul's got like they're raving about the latest season. It's the
Yeah,
best
have you
TV
seen that?
ever.
I haven't watched the spin-off yet.
If you haven't seen Better Call Saul, oh yeah,
No, I haven't. Is it
Oh
good?
my God, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Great,
Oh yes.
great series.
Yeah, I've been getting into I Love Lucy. I
You're a
didn't.
little late.
Oh yeah, I am a little bit, but I mean
40 years. 50 years.
40 years late, but I didn't know how awesome she was. I mean, I saw it when I was a kid, right? But yeah, I mean, she's just like super awesome.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the movie that's out? Did you
No,
see the movie?
no, I saw that's what led me to watch
Yeah.
all the I Love Lucy's. Anyway,
Good stuff.
Yeah, if you're a Breaking Bad fan, Better Call Saul is just a natural fit. And now they finished the show. They brought it up to date. I won't give you too much about Breaking Better Call Saul, but now they're starting something called Nippy. These are like little outtakes afterwards. And I'm just started watching it to see if I can get into it. But then,
No, I can't. Enough TV. I can't.
yeah, no, I know.
Yeah. How about if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go and why?
We were just talking about this.
Yeah.
He just went on a European vacation, and Greece would be my place. That he was
Wow.
just there.
yeah, last year managed to get away for 10 days. First vacation in 5 years. It was weird. Not having my phone. Okay. I won't tell tales. Still had my phone, and I was still on the computer wherever I was. But to get out to Greece was amazing. Italy, still my favorite country, just for the countryside, the food, the feel of the people. But if I could retire anywhere, oh my God, it would definitely be in Greece. Grab one of those little islands, Portos, Hydra. People are wonderful. The pricing's great. Food is amazing, of course. I can't get over that blue water. Just amazing.
The last time you asked me that, I think I said Machu Picchu, but if Dale's going to Greece, I want to go to Greece. That's where I'd go.
That's funny.
There you go.
Any chocolate chip mint?
There you go. Yeah. But I do like to ask this question, and I know Mike has probably answered this already, but why aren't real estate agents successful?
Go ahead, Dale. You.
Well, I mean, this is cliche, but answer your phone. I call, we all call agents all the time, and I could be looking at your sign. I could be finding you on your website. And if you don't answer, I'm going to call someone else. So that's very important. That's one thing. Delegate. If you're not doing something well, whether it's farming or, your paperwork or your drip system, whatever it is that you do, if that's not your strength, find someone who can do it for you.
I never understood why realtors put so much time, effort, money in getting the real estate license too, going to school, and then they don't answer the phone. It's just an oxymoron to me. But if there's a key to success, if there's one thing that I can say, it's to be disciplined enough to be consistent. Be consistent, be consistent, be consistent.
Yes.
Consistency is big for sure.
Watching Netflix is not good though.
It's funny too. People can tell when you're not sincere and genuine with them. The customers, they can tell when you genuinely want them to succeed, generally are on their side, generally are happy for their successes, and want to make sure that everything that they were looking for is being fulfilled. They generally can tell. And I was just thinking, I had a call from a lady by the name of Tara. I helped her to her first home in 2016. Had to get a grant, had to do all the stuff, refied her. She called me to let me know. And it's funny because I was talking to somebody about her just before she called. She sold her home and it popped up on my computer letting me know that property had been sold. And she let me know that she got a great deal. She's leaving the state and just wanted to thank me for the information she got over the years. I send out information to my customers and let them know where their values are, if anything changes happening in the industry. And the customers appreciate that and they keep coming back. This is a deal I had nothing to do with, but she just wanted to call me before she left. She sold the house, earned $100,000 on the process.
Yeah,
Awesome.
People are
That's
going
great.
to remember the way you made them feel.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for being in here. It's been great information.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Joey?
Yeah.
A big shout out to Security Title Agency and Fidelity National Home Warranty for sponsoring the show as well. If you haven't tried them, make sure to give them a shot. All right. All right. Well, we'll let you all get back to your busy lives out there getting some real estate deals, right? So until next time, agents, we will see you later.
Adios.
Adios.
Bye.
Good job, guys.
All right.